All right. Hello, 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 hello. We got me and Jaleesa with their camera on and their mask and her awesome hair. How's it going, Jaleesa? You're
It's
on
going
mute.
good.
Oh, be sure to hit record on the other thing. Boom. Can you hear me? Can I hear you?
Yep.
All right. So there it is. 1031 exchanges in that Thai beef salad. What do you think?
Looks phenomenal.
It is pretty freaking phenomenal. I ate like half of it just before, like in the 1 minute you were gone.
So
It
good.
was delicious.
Hashtag Brady.
Delicious. Hashtag Brady Eats. I don't know. Can you see it up in my little thing? I don't know if you can see it
I
or not,
can't.
but are we side by side or are we just
We
one on
are
one?
one on one, but we can do side by side. Yeah.
Either way, it's cool to see you with the cool orange mask on. Where'd you get that mask?
My dad gave me this. I don't know where he got it.
See, he just knows your fashion sense. It just goes right. It coincides. Boom. Maybe your dad's the fashionista.
It is where I probably get a lot of my style, or just like exploring style. He's really
Right?
different style.
I got it. Well, so everybody out there, this is Leverage Your Lunch Hour. I'm Sean Brady, and it's all about thinking and where we want to direct our lives and things like that. So where I came up with this is usually I have the hashtag Be More You Up, but I thought it'd be cool to show what I'm actually eating today for lunch since Jaleesa is hungry, Alex in the background was hungry. They didn't know what they wanted to eat. Well, I'll show you what I'm eating. Here's what I got. And I figured you might like it out there too. So I'll put the recipe down below. It's pretty simple, especially if you have some leftover beef or something like that. So yummy, easy, delicious, delicious. All right. But Thai beef salad, that's the food portion of this. And 1031 exchanges. Now, most people are not familiar with 1031 exchanges. Are you familiar with the 1031 exchange?
I am not.
There you go. So it's actually a tax code. So IRC 1031, Internal Revenue Code 1031. It's all about one deferring their taxes when they sell their investment properties for real estate. So it's in the realm of real estate. And we were talking about wealth building strategies in a lot of this series. And I had a conversation earlier today with a friend who was going through a 1031 or a possible 1031. And he was just asking me a whole bunch of questions about that. I'm like, well, since I don't have a guest, I have my co-host here, Jaleesa Powell, who's our fabulous media coordinator. Usually she's off screen, but now she's got the cool mask. So she's on screen with the cool hair. Welcome, Jaleesa.
Hello.
And a big shout out to Medici Media Space, which you can see right over her shoulder. Boom. That's just a completely awesome co-working and business community that comes together to support each other, not only for a physical space, but also a nice mental space for people to get business traction in all their endeavors, whether it be retransforming their new life as a business venture, maybe even just get a new job and doing some consulting stuff. I know, Jaleesa, you've been doing stuff like that, with your couple businesses that you have, and even as a independent contractor.
Yep, I'm learning a lot from working here at Medici.
It's pretty cool. Yes, and she's going to be able to work mobile in a little bit, right? As you go off down south.
Yep.
To Hotlanta.
Atlanta.
To pursue one of your acting pursuits as well as diversification in your certainly your fashion sense.
It's portfolio. Absolutely.
My son's egg rolls are done, so you probably hear him come out here in a moment to get them. So that's what that beeping was. So 1031 exchanges, I just wanted a quick touch on that because we realized that some people never heard of them before. And that led me to another thing, which a lot of people kind of know, but don't really take advantage. And that's basically when you have a gain on the sale of your home as a strategy. Now, I wish I could say I did this, but I was not able to take advantage of it. But I have only met very few people, like on one hand, and one person who really took advantage of this. And that's basically making money tax-free on the sale of your home, except doing it every 2 years. Did you know you could do that?
No, do the taxes accumulate over time, or is it just delayed payment?
No, there's no capital gains up to $250,000 for one single person on the appreciation of real estate when you sell it, or 200 or 500,000 if you are a couple. So that's the capital gain. So like right now, prices are hot. So let's say you bought a house a year ago. I don't know. It'd probably be in the starter realm, right? About 100. Let's say it's, I don't know, what would a house cost or a condo? 80, 100,000.
Something like that.
Okay, so let's work with 80,000 because it's just I thought it up. So let's say now all the real estate prices, if you bought it a year ago at 80, or let's say you bought it 2 years ago at 80, and now in these times, well, real estate, you're moving to a hot area, everybody wants to be there, prices are going to go up, correct?
Right.
So let's say it goes up to, I don't know, almost double. What do you think of that?
That's amazing.
Let's say double, $160,000. So you just made an $80,000 gain. Now, you don't have to pay taxes on that if you sell your home.
Correct.
And you can roll that into the next house, which is a good idea. And you can do that every 2 years, up to every 2 years if you want to. Just keep moving to a bigger home. So you can kind of trade up your living place.
Wow.
But the big thing is that you can get into a big enough place where you don't have to pay on those gains and take advantage of that. Again, I've only known and met one person who's actually ever done that.
Did they move every 2 years?
Well, they intentionally moved into places where they were fixer-uppers, and they would fix them up. But because they fixed them up and they were living there, or they used this thing of the tax, they were able to parlay all their earnings that much greater. So it was really neat. They would rehab it up a little bit. Let's say they put $30,000 into it. They probably make at least another $30,000 on the appreciation of it. So that not only covered the expense of it, but it also made them more money. And they kept doing that every 2 years. So eventually, when I met her, I believe she did that before she met her husband. And I want to say they had done that 5 times. She had done that 5 times, started off on her own. And then when she eventually met her husband, I think they were on their 3rd turn like that, where they were like, okay, well, we got to start looking for a new house because we got to move on to the next one.
That is really cool. That
yeah.
Is really cool. I like
well,
that.
And doing the math, it was, she was averaging $60,000 a year.
That's just
that,
awesome.
Which, if you think about what $60,000 a year really is, that's really like having an $85,000 or $95,000 a year salary.
Correct. Right after taxes.
What? It's loco.
Boom.
And that was on top of any other job she had. So, but I wanted to touch on 1031 exchanges. I've done a lot of them in the past, and very, very familiar with them. When I say a lot, it's not common, first of all, for people to do a lot. I helped when I was a broker. I did, I don't know, at least a couple dozen 1031 exchanges in a very short period of time, within less than 2 years. And also some 1033 exchanges, which people don't know about, and also reverse exchanges, which people didn't know about. So there's all kinds of different things. And it's just really neat. But it's just something out there that if you are thinking about investing or interested in accumulating and growing wealth, I wanted to share these ideas because they're out there. And I know, Jaleesa, you're one person who's like, well, how do I gain knowledge in all this stuff? Well, the more centric you are to it, the more it comes about. And I wanted to make sure I shared that at least with you, if not everybody else out there, that there are these tools available to you that are on the books. And the 1031 exchange code has been on the books since 1912 or 1919, something like that. So it's been around over 100 years.
Wow. That is interesting.
Yes.
To know about it.
Yes.
Well, I mean, people I know, I'm sure no one really knows about that or is taking advantage of it.
Well, people begin to know about it and they've heard about it and things like that, but they don't understand it. And then I asked Alex earlier off camera, just to pick a random number with a periodical that I'm reading, and it had to do with fraud, right? And so the Federal Trade Commission, since the beginning of COVID, has estimated there's been at least $77 million COVID-19 related fraud, and that was until the printing of this thing, which was just at the end of last month. So that's loco, and that's not even like all the other stuff that goes on out there, right? That's just above and beyond. So I say that because a little bit of information is a dangerous thing. Digging in and finding out more information beyond just what the flash advertisement is, do your homework. That's the best way to protect yourself and grow your long-term wealth.
Nice. That's what I like to hear.
I know, right? So simple things. Now, I don't think I'm going to talk anything more on 1031s unless you had a specific question, but what have you been learning about wealth building, wealth creation, and all that good stuff for yourself?
Right now, I'm in the stages of learning about just having the discipline, knowing how to track and measure your budgets and then create goals for yourself. So I'm still in the beginning stages of all of that, but I am learning a lot of small tips that are helping me realign the way that I do spend money.
Right. Your thinking's only stinking if you don't change it where you want it to go.
Exactly.
It's all good. Awesome. Well, we'll keep on future subjects, and I'll be back here for Coach's Corner every Thursday at 1:30 to 3 here at MediciSTL.com/events. And I'll put a link to that below so that anybody out there who knows of a personal or professional coach and wants to learn more about that, has an interest in it, we do something every Thursday through Medici, and just have a great group of coaches come together and grow together, so that we're, again, fostering our community and pushing out as good a content and growing our knowledge base as much as we can.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. Well, that's what I got for this episode. Jaleesa, you ready to roll the bumper?
Bumper is ready.
All right. Well, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, we may not see you in person, but we're always going to see you right here on social media. Thanks for watching. Stay hungry, people. Stay hungry.